Welcome to the Nathaniel Noble Jr. podcast, where we talk about life, because it happens to everyone. Thank you for joining your host, Nathaniel Noble Jr., bringing you real people, real conversations, and real perspectives to help you grow and stay inspired. So sit back, tap in, and let's talk about life.
You're listening to the Nathaniel Noble Jr. podcast.
Welcome this week's guest on the Nathaniel Noble Jr. podcast. This young lady, I feel like that's my cousin and them because I've seen them on Facebook and wherever social media, her and her husband be cracking jokes and telling each other stupid stuff and they be screaming at each other, laughing, and I'll be in the background laughing too. So, but anyway, she came out with a book and I want her to talk about it and stuff. But other than that, we're going to get to know her. Welcome this week's guest on the Nathaniel Noble Jr. podcast, Miss Stacey Loper.
Hey,
what's up? Hey, don't come on here laughing now. We want your serious part.
Okay. Well, we're going to do some serious and we're going to do some laughing, okay?
Well, we want to get to know you first because I stumbled across y'all online. I don't know if it's Facebook or YouTube or wherever, but wherever it was, I just followed and I always look for the stuff y'all be doing and share.
Yeah, so let me tell you how we got on social media first of all, okay? Now, we did the Facebook just to keep up with family and friends across the country. But we were sitting at home one afternoon and my daughter said, "Mama, come do a TikTok dance with me." And I was like, "A TikTok dance?" Our husband was like, "Don't get y'all mama started on that." And they were like, "No, Mama, come do this dance." And I was like, "All right." They was like, "You should get on TikTok, Mama." I'm like, "Why should I get on TikTok?" They were like, "You just need to get on TikTok." I was like, "All right, if I get on TikTok, I'm going to go viral." My youngest daughter said, the one who's in most of our videos, Morgan, she said, "You won't go viral." She says, "The only way you'll go viral on TikTok is if you do the dance, the Renegade." I was like, "Oh, I won't be doing the Renegade. So if that's the only way I'm going to go viral," I said, "But I'll go viral if I get on there." And I kid you not, 4 months after being on TikTok, I went viral.
From doing a dance?
No, from telling a joke.
If I was something simple, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, and I was telling the joke to Morgan and Joaquin. What does a deaf gynecologist do?
I don't know.
He reads lips.
Ooh.
That is the joke.
It's kind of dirty, but it's clean. It's a clean, dirty joke.
Yep, that is the joke that I went viral on, and our lives have not been the same since, okay?
Now all they want is jokes.
Yeah, all they want is jokes now.
When is the serious time? Do y'all ever have a serious moment at home?
So we do have serious moments at home that sometimes turn into those moments where you're just bent over laughing because either I've said something stupid or crazy or I didn't get it. And it's like it went completely over my head. So it's kind of tough to have very serious moments in our home. I mean, even when we talk about my parents' illnesses or when we're talking about grades, the boys having grades in school and things of that. I don't know why I am at a point in my life where, I mean, I take things serious, but it's like life is too short. Let's enjoy the moment while we're living in it, you know?
Crack up along the way, huh?
Yeah.
Well, they say laughing is good medicine, you know? So, it takes 14 muscles to smile and about 72 to frown. So, might as well work the good muscles, huh?
I'm gonna work all them good muscles, baby. I'm gonna stay young, okay?
So, at what point did you drag your husband in it? Because it was you and the daughter with TikTok. When did he come on board?
So he came on board because he lives with me every single day, and he can't get past me and my jokes or me and my corny statements or me saying, "Oh, well, baby, I didn't know this. Did you know?" So I started recording those interactions between us. So I walk up to him and like, "Listen, I got one for you." So I want to see if he knew what it was all about. And that's how it started. I would come up with some of the dumbest stuff to go and ask him. And here we go.
So were you always like this growing up as a young child, or it just came as your adult?
It came in this marriage. So Joaquin is my third husband. And I think that's when I walked into a softness that I didn't know I was walking into. I walked into an opportunity to be who God was calling me to be. And it took me some time to get there. But when Joaquin initially met me, I was very rigid, very hard, put to act like I was put together, very, career driven. I had 2 kids. I don't have time to be playing with you, little boy. That's what I told him.
Oh, bougie, nah.
Right. I was all bougie and all, I got this together. I got this life. I don't know what you trying to come in and do. I ain't having it. I was all put together. And Joaquin just brought out a softness in me. He brought out an opportunity for me to be who I am and not try to be what people were calling me to be and what people said I should be or how people said I should be. And so he really brought that out of me to where I could be what people see every day.
And so I guess he accepted you for who you are, and not try to put you in a box or make you what he wanted you to be.
Yep, that's exactly it. Like I don't think I could have even said it better. Is he allowed me and he accepted me for who I was, brokenness, unhealed. He accepted me for all of that and was willing to walk along that journey with me. And that's why I wrote Soft.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I wrote Soft. He was the first person to ever call me soft. And I took it as an insult. Like, it was an insult. I was like,
I'm a boss chick. What you talking about, little man? What's up? I done went through the fire twice. You ain't nothing but a spark. What's up? My man, he just sat back and like, oh, okay.
Yeah, he was like, you saw when it came to my parenting, how I approached the kids, especially the girls, because we hadn't had any kids together at that point. And he was like, you so soft. I mean, he made it seem like a bad thing. So he was comparing my parenting to his parenting. And I'm like, you could have used a totally different word than soft. I'm telling you, I despised the word soft. Because I'm like, no, I'm hard. Yeah. I'm a strong black woman. I'm this, I'm that.
You was taking
okay.
You was taking it like a sign of weakness or something?
Yes, I took the word soft as a sign of weakness. I took walking in my femininity as a mom as a sign of I wasn't doing it right, or I wasn't going to rear my children to expect what life was going to deal them, the cards that life was going to deal them, that I wasn't preparing them for that. So I did. I looked at that word as soft. I looked at that word as though society would call me soft too. So
what'd you do? Did you change up your game or what? What happened? What changed?
No, I didn't. I did. I began to accept it. But what shifted in me was my relationship with Christ. When I met Joaquin, I wasn't churched, and he was very churched. I was a heathen, and he was full of faith. Okay.
You said you was a heathen? Golly.
I was a heathen.
Opposite attracts.
Right, opposite.
Did he know what he was getting into?
Had no idea, Nathan.
Oh my God.
No idea what he was walking into. And but it was for the good. Because we often describe how we met in the initial part of our relationship as he was nothing I wanted, but he was everything I needed.
That sounds like my wife, my second wife. She couldn't see me as a husband. It's been almost 30 years this year.
Mm-hmm. Look. Yeah. Like he was nothing I wanted, but he was everything I needed. And as time progressed, it was like me and that man just really came together and created this partnership, created this covenant, created this beautiful life that we now get to live with each other. And it took some time for me to truly resonate with the fact that God was calling me to a surrender that made me soft. I mean, truly made me soft. And I am okay with that because that softness it's my surrender. It's my voice. It's my strength. It's my femininity. And now I can walk boldly in that without losing my value, my voice, or my vision. Right. And that's the purpose behind the book, is helping women understand that you don't have to lose your voice, your vision, or your value just because you walk in the God-given femininity.
Which is such a beautiful thing.
Yes. Oh my God. It's my greatest asset.
Yes.
It is my greatest asset. Let me tell you, you cannot pay me to go back to being in survival mode, being that hard chick, being that
stress.
You couldn't pay me.
That's stress. It's a lot of stress.
It's a whole lot of stress. I'm telling you, my femininity has set me in rooms I only dreamed of when I was walking in survival.
Hey, one question before I forget. So, like, you say this is your third marriage. Like, before you got married the first time, how was your attitude, like, as a person? Was you, like, rough then, or you soft, meek, or
I was very rough. I was so hard. My mouth, ooh, I had a horrible mouth.
Who raised you?
I was raised by a hard woman. Listen, my mom was hard, not because
of life.
She had to be. It's because she had to be.
Right.
And I didn't understand that, Nathaniel, until I was in my 30s.
Why are you calling me Nathaniel? That's my whole name. You can say Nate.
Okay. that government name, Nate.
That's the name of the show. I go by Nate. I don't want nobody to steal my show, so I named it after me.
Okay.
Nathaniel. Woo.
Okay, Nate.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, my mama was hard. When I tell you that lady was hard, that woman was hard, honey. And her grandkids cannot believe it. Her grandkids like, no, Granny didn't used to be like that. Yes, she did.
Well, most of the grandmas was hell on wheels. Then life kind of neutered them a little bit. And then, once they got you, they raising their kids, then they kind of like seen a different light. And it's like, these grandkids are so lovely. I ain't going to put all that monster on them. So let me be the best grandparent in the world. And then the kids will look like, that is not my mama. We didn't get none of that privilege.
We're like,
who are you? She been cloned.
Like, oh, okay, child, okay.
So you was rough out of the DNA package, and then were you rough in the first marriage, second marriage?
Oh my God!
You're still brutal with the.
I was horrible in the first marriage. Now the first marriage was when I was straight out of high school. He needed his green card.
So it was a business transaction. I know a couple of people did that.
Transactional.
Right.
It was transactional. And that's the difference. And I talk about that in the book, about how I was shaped by two worlds, rooted in Mississippi's faith, the culture there, the slowness of the South. And then at 16, moving to New York is fast paced.
That's whole different.
Yes, a cultural shock.
Yeah.
It was truly a cultural shock. But I came from a place that was very slow rooted, where my mom was hard. It was her way or the highway. And, this firm fist, what I say goes. You don't have a voice. So being silenced, being shut down, all of those years, and then moving to New York with my biological father, where he understood I have a daughter who is moving from the South, very slow.
You say the route, the Slouth.
The South.
The slow South.
Slow South.
What part of Mississippi you from?
Meridian.
Oh, Meridian, yeah. I was stationed out in Columbus when I was in the Air Force.
Okay.
Yeah, and my first wife I married, she's from Starkville.
Everybody needs to start their Live Good membership with Nate. And here's why. If you've been overpaying for supplements, it's time to stop. Live Good gives you premium quality products at prices that actually make sense. No inflated cost, no pressure. Just real wellness. And when you join with Nate, you're not doing it alone. You're getting guidance, consistency, and someone who actually cares about your results. This isn't just about supplements. It's about taking control of your health the smart way. Take your supplement game to the next level without breaking your bank. Take the free tour today at joinnatenow.com. Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Okay, so my father, my biological father, was stationed in Meridian at the Navy base.
Okay.
And that's how he met my mom.
All right.
Yeah. And he was born and raised in New York.
My maternal grandmother is from Natchez. So I got some bloodline in Mississippi.
When I tell you, you got some you rooted in the South,
Yeah,
baby.
and I was born in New Orleans, so I'm Southern. I live out in California.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you definitely South, baby.
Yeah, Southern.
And, yeah, so at 16, I moved to New York with my biological father, and he sat me down the first year I was there. He said, you cannot date. He would not let me date for an entire year. He says, because I need you to learn people. He said, I need you to understand that people don't care about you. They don't give a darn about you. Some of the knowledge that he gave me at 16, I tell people all the time, he helped me, yet he hurt me. Because New York built a grit and a hardness in me that I walked out of New York moving back to the South as I was still young. I was 21, 22 years old, moving back to the South, and it felt like I was a woman, but yet I was still a child because New York made me grow up so fast. The transactional pieces that, I mean, you think about my marriage, my first marriage. I didn't love him. He knew I didn't love him. He told me, you'll learn to love me. And I mean, you needed your green card. Okay, dude, we got it, and
Get out of here.
yeah, it's like, this is where we are. It was just sad how that grit that New York built in me really shaped a piece of me that I didn't know how to wrestle with it too when life demanded it. Yeah.
Now, moved on to the second one.
Okay, moved on to the second one. The second marriage was a marriage of familiarity.
Okay.
My second marriage, I'd already had my first daughter with the guy that I knew I was not going to marry. Like, he was not my future at all. But I got pregnant with him very early in our relationship. So had her, I wanted a family. I've always been one who's wanted a family, who wanted to love, who wanted to be in love, who wanted to be loved. And I married one of my best friends from grade school, middle school, and we had gone to high school before I moved to New York, and we stayed in contact with each other. So when I moved back to Mississippi, he and I reconnected. He was between relationships. I was coming out of a relationship. I had just had a child, and we just thought it was a good idea to now kind of, yeah, let's have a baby. Let's get married. Let's date. Let's do all of these things. Let's be caking. We were caking with each other, child.
Oh.
And it was because he was familiar. He was familiar to me. I knew him. He was somebody from my past, and we should never, ever have crossed that line of friendship into romantic relationship, because he could not see past who I used to be. Oh, so we could never get past square one.
That he couldn't see you past what you used to be. Was that bad or that good?
It was that bad.
So stay friends. Are you guys still kind of friends? No.
Yeah, we cool. We cool with each other. I mean,
cordial.
We have a daughter together, and if we see each other, like, what's up? We dab it up.
Gotta be respectful. That is the kid's other parent.
Yeah, that is the kid's parent. So it's like, hey, how you doing? Nice life, But I'm totally different from that part of my life, and he couldn't see me for that. So when you call somebody for so long who they have been, those behaviors don't necessarily go anywhere. They stay there, and when they begin to come out, it's not a nice scene. It's not pretty. And I was very, very rude, disrespectful, dishonorable in my second marriage. Very, very much so.
Jeez. You didn't get no counseling or no therapy?
No, we didn't do none of that.
So that ended, and then the space between the second and the time you met Joaquin.
Okay.
How much time you had to yourself for as healing and.
Okay, I was very unhealed when I met Joaquin.
You didn't do the work, huh? Dang.
I didn't put in the work, child, until after me and Joaquin was married, like 2 years. So the time between me meeting Joaquin and my second marriage was, I met Joaquin in February of 2005.
Okay.
My court date was February the 28th, 2005, to sign my divorce papers. I met Joaquin on the campus of the University of Southern Miss. I was a grad student and he was undergrad. And he saw me on campus and spoke. And he introduced himself and all of that. And one of my co-workers was like, she is recently divorced. She has 2 kids. You do not want to mess with that. That's what she told him. She was like, you don't want that. I'm 28. He's 24.
What a hater, huh? Think she was
and she was in our way.
She was sizing him up. She's trying to knock you off the block so she can get her foot in the door. Hater.
But that was like his campus mom.
Oh, okay. She was a little older.
Yeah, she was. She was looking out for him. She really was.
Yeah, but
she was trying to tell him, "Don't."
How you gonna dish you like that? People go through. She just threw you to the curb.
She was like, "Girl, no, he's young, Stacey.
So don't mess his life up with your drama."
No, but this is the thing. Like, he was a whoremonger.
Oh, dang.
He was talking to every woman on campus, child.
He's looking for his Miss Right.
Okay, that's right. And he met her. He met her that day and introduced himself. Talking about, I'm Joaquin. And the second time he came to my office, he was like, "You remember my name?" I said, "It's why something."
Dang. He started laughing or what?
He was like, "Oh, okay." He was like, but people call me Jock. I was like, "I'm gonna call you what your mama named you. I'm not gonna call you Jock." And to this day, I don't call him that. I call him Joaquin.
And that's why he changed your name.
That's why he changed my name.
She didn't call me Jock. Everybody else called him Jock.
Yep, like, baby, I'm gonna call you what you identify as from a government standpoint, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it was very hard. Like, I didn't take the time to heal in between that second marriage and meeting Joaquin. Now, Joaquin and I didn't start dating until like 9 months after we met each other.
Mm-hmm.
So we would hang out in groups. We would, he'd have a set of friends, I'd have a set of friends, and we'd all just gather together to hang out. And every now and then, Joaquin and I would be together, like alone, getting to know each other. And I'll tell you, Joaquin asked every question you can ask.
That's what we do.
That I swear y'all do.
I want to know your whole soul.
He want to know. I mean, inside out and turn back up again.
You gotta make it. That's gonna be a major life-changing decision you gotta make.
Yes,
You gotta see if this worth the investment.
So listen, he asking me all these questions. I would just give him little pieces. I wasn't giving him the whole story. Okay. Yeah. And I should have, because I feel like when I think back on it, I didn't give him the real view of where I was, how broken I was, how unhealed I was, and that I needed time.
But my question to you is, at that time, did you know you was broken? Did you understand
I knew.
You knew?
I mean, I was selfish. I was extremely selfish, extremely arrogant, confident in felt like I was confident in who I was. I didn't care about all of that other stuff. Look, it's you. This is Stacey. At that time, my last name was Hancock. Like, I'm Stacey Hancock. What, please?
You better ask somebody.
You better ask. Oh, and he didn't have to ask, because when he started telling folks who he was dating,
they told him,
and they were like, "You date Hancock?" They're like, "Are you sure?"
Dang.
They were like, "You date Stacey Hancock." He said, "Stacey, I should have known then to just leave your butt alone."
And then we would have missed all this comedy. I know.
Exactly. Look at us now.
Ain't nobody knew that, Stacey. Ain't nobody knew that was gonna happen.
Nobody knew it.
No, but God.
But God.
Yeah.
God knew. God knew that Joaquin was what I needed, and I was what Joaquin needed. God knew that.
That's crazy, huh? How that works out when you look back.
crazy. Hindsight is always 2020. And when you look back, you was like, ain't no way we saw ourselves. And we talk about it to this day. Well, I can't even say ain't no way I saw us here.
No
way I saw us here.
That's crazy. Y'all had to put that work in though.
Yeah. Now, Nate, you said a word, baby. That'll preach. Put the work in.
You got to.
Put the work in.
And then it's got to be both parties. Can't be one-sided. You got to want
Can't
it.
be one-sided. If it's one-sided, I'm telling you, there's going to be so much weight on that side of the person who is doing the work that it's not going to last long.
You're going to throw the towel
then, yes, you stand a chance of hurting that person who is trying to put in the work, and the other person is just sitting back with their arms folded like, okay, keep doing what you're doing. But ain't nothing gonna change over here. You put all of that weight on them and it destroys them mentally, physically, spiritually. There's a breakdown each time that you're not trying to build with that person. And so we learned very early on. We've been in counseling for 15 years.
You've been in counseling as the participants, or you've been counseling people?
Both.
Okay. That's a long time for counseling. Y'all wasn't getting it right, huh?
We getting it right. Look, we are overachievers when it comes to getting this marriage thing right.
Yeah, we're not quitting.
We ain't gonna stop. And we have been marriage counselors for 13 years. We have been getting our own counseling for 15 years now. This coming up October will be 14 years that we've been counseling with Blended and Winning. Yep. Okay.
I never heard a couple been doing 15 years of getting counseled?
Yeah,
that's a long time. That's dedication, huh?
Yeah, when I tell you dedication, but Nate, and let me for the audience, I want you guys to truly understand how important it is to consistently grow.
Yeah.
Because we don't stop growing, we don't stop evolving just because you're in a good space or the marriage feels good or life feels good and you're thriving. No, there are moments where you're going to walk into situations where you need a different perspective. You need a mindset shift. And that is what Joaquin and I often do for our marriage. Just like we maintain our cars by getting that yearly oil change or that transmission flush or that tune up, whatever it is that needs to be done to our vehicles so they can get us from point A to point B, we do that for our marriage as well. We don't go without understanding who we are becoming, and what we are continuing to walk into. That's marriage, that's family, parenting, careers, because so much changes over time.
And then you change different stages in your life too. Different
exactly.
Interest change.
Yeah. And so, like I'm a totally different person than what Joaquin met 21 years ago.
Oh, of course.
So we've been married. We're going on 18 years of marriage. We've been together 21 years, and it's like so much has changed. Joaquin said, I look forward to when you sit me down and say, okay, baby, this is how I'm feeling. This is what's changing. I no longer like this. This is what I think I'm leaning toward. He was like, all right, let's go.
A road dog.
Yeah, he's like, let's go. This is what you want to do now. Let's go.
But that's a good feeling though when you got somebody. It ain't like just friction, and bumping heads and stuff. You kind of explain it. They see your side, and it's like okay. They might give a little perspective of it and say, "Hey, look at it this way." And then after that, it's like, "Okay, that's what you feel. Let's do it.
Let's go. Let's do it." And we do that for each other. And that's what has allowed me to be soft. I think a lot of women are now shifting to that softer, that femininity side of themselves because they are tired of carrying it all.
All the time. We are non-stop.
All the time.
It's like the Atlas man holding the whole world.
Yeah,
I'm like the daddy and the mom, especially the single moms.
Okay. Like, we're tired. We like, hey, honey, you want to come take this? Take it.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a break. Let me go get my nails done or something.
Yes, I'm wanting my nails done.
Spa day. You change that light bulb. Get on out of there. Change the tire, whatever. Just do the man stuff.
And I think more men are stepping into that vulnerability as women allow the man to step into it. Because, Nate, I'll be honest with you. I didn't allow my first or my second husband to step into being my husband. Because I carried everything, because that's what I was always used to doing.
Independent woman.
Yep. And that was my problem.
Well, Yeah, my second wife is a strong, independent woman. We both born in November. She's 12 years old, so you know it was a battle. 12 years older than me, so I had to stand my ground.
That's right. You got to stand there and you got to let her know, look, we are in this together. You don't have to do this by yourself.
That took a lot off of her, too. A lot of stuff to fix around here. Stuff she used to always hire it out, and I was like, yo, won't you ask me first? A lot of stuff I know how to do.
Yep.
So, yeah, it worked out. 30 years this year.
Yeah, I know, right? See, it worked out so good. Y'all in this thing for 30 years, you know?
I still like her, too. See, love and like is two different things. I love you because God told me to love you, but I actually like you. Yeah.
I actually like you. I like being around you.
Yeah. It's like it goes both ways, so that's good.
It does.
Yep.
Yep.
We was at our wedding. The whole day, our mouth was stuck like this, smiling. All his jaws was tight the whole day because he couldn't stop smiling.
Yes. Yeah, that's
like,
a good
I can't
feeling.
stop smiling. That was crazy. But
I was crying and smiling on when me and Joaquin got married, child. They were like, this was supposed to be happening. I was like, yeah. I'm emotional right now.
Okay, Stacey, look, we've been yapping and yapping. We already know you and Joaquin now. What about the book?
Okay.
We're supposed to be talking about the book. So, what brought about you coming up with this book?
Okay. I wrote Soft because I want to see every woman completely lay down their hardness and walk into that God-given femininity, that softness that is already in them, and allow their husbands, their mates, their partners to be exactly what God is calling them to be. Because too often, we as women who have been walking in survival, who was reared in survival, we have a hard time letting someone else carry us because we're used to carrying everything and everybody else. That's where Soft comes from. Soft comes from a place where I walked into my purpose. I walked into a faith-centered vision and view and value of myself, my husband, my children, and everybody around me. So when I began to look at life, period, I look at it from a different lens now. I don't look at it from a lens that that I have to take it at face value. I can now live through it and experience it and say, I get to shape that I don't have to take it at face value and say, no, this is what you're giving me. No, this is what I'm going to give to it. Because I have a voice, because I have a choice, and I get to use that every single day.
And it's called Soft.
It's called Soft, from survival to surrender. And surrendering is a daily dying to yourself and surrendering to the assignment that God has on your life, because God has that assignment on your life. And it's a raw, faith forward memoir. And I talk about how Mississippi shaped me, but how New York kind of changed my viewpoint of people. And, always looking at them and looking for the lie behind the smile. And how, Mississippi, it's family, it's faith, but it could be so suffocating at times that you're like, okay, take a step back for a moment. Let me do this. Yet there were always lessons to be learned there.
Yeah, so you got the best of both worlds. You got the southern comfort, and then you got the razor's edge from New York. You had to find that balance.
And you have to find that balance. Yeah. And I have to also understand, Nate, that God wasn't asking me to choose one over the other. He wasn't asking me to choose that comfort, and neither was he asking me to choose that roughness and that being guarded all the time. He was asking me to put them together and see what it was I could build from that. And he clearly told me, he says, I didn't give you both of these worlds for you to struggle with. He said, I gave you both these worlds to build exactly what it is I need to live out in you. Thank you, Holy Spirit.
That was the ingredients.
He said, I needed something to live out through you. And I needed that to be built in you first, so that it could live through you.
Yeah, I mean, one without the other, you wouldn't be what you are today.
I wouldn't be what I am today. And I had to learn that, Nate. I had to learn that I needed to stop battling with those two worlds. I had to stop being this mouthy, disrespectful Black woman.
That was your defense mechanism. Keep stuff off of you. Keep it away from your heart.
Yep. It was fear.
Yeah.
It was control. It was manipulation. It was selfishness. It was all of those things that I was operating in. And God was like, I didn't give you these two worlds for you to operate in it that way. But I need you to learn how you need to operate in it so that you are better, not just for you and your home, but for everybody that comes into connection with you.
Right. Well, I can see the fruits of the labor because it caught my attention. Y'all was acting a fool. So now we're here on the podcast with the book Soft. Hey, where can they find that book at? They're looking for it.
You can find that book on my website at staceyloper.com. You can also find it on Amazon, at Barnes & Noble's online as well. And some Barnes & Noble stores actually have it. I know some of them in Alabama have them in store, and we're working on getting them distributed throughout the United States. And the audiobook will be available in 2 weeks. I am so ready for that.
Good, 'cause I'm an audio person, audio visual learner.
Yes. So the audiobook will be out, and I am narrating the audiobook as well.
Are you laughing in there?
No, I'm not. I'm serious in that.
Ooh.
Now, if you want a serious side of Stacey, get the book, get the audiobook. Yeah.
Okay, you'll be looking for that. I'll be looking for that one.
Yes. Yep.
Man, so what can they find you on the legitimate channel on social media?
On social media, you can find us on Instagram, blended_and_winning. On Facebook, you guys can find us at Beyond Words Christian Therapy Bar. And then on Facebook, I'm also Stacey Loper. You just have to find the right one, because I'm telling you, it's like 4 Stacey Lopers on there that people have cloned. I mean, it's
That's
like,
crazy.
I'm just popular like that. People just want to be me.
Yeah, they're so miserable with themselves, they got to steal your identity.
They got to steal my identity. So it's like...
But they didn't put the work in, you did.
They didn't put the work in.
Yeah.
And then I'm still that Loper Lady on TikTok. Y'all can always go to that Loper Lady on TikTok and find a good joke out there.
Yeah, look up, because they funny as heck, man. I'm telling you, if you need a good laugh, they don't stop. They don't stop. And they be hollering. We call it back there, hollering.
We hollering.
Screaming. I'm surprised y'all ain't burst some blood vessels, all that doggone power coming out them laughs.
Listen, man, I'm telling you, and we can be out in public, and we love just people watching.
Oh, that's funny. Me and my dad used to do that at the all-you-can-eat buffets. Boy, the jokes came out of them conversations. Oh, my God.
Yes, we love to people watch. Yes. Yep.
So anyway, look, this is the part of the show, unless you got something else, this is the part of the show where I have my guests leave some positive life nuggets. What you got?
Okay. So what I got for you guys today, I want to read an excerpt out of Soft. This is one where we talk about therapy, because I didn't grow up hearing that therapy was necessary.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up hearing what goes on in this house stays in this house. Okay.
Trauma.
Shutting it down. Yep. That was mama. That was grandmama. Like, what goes on in this house stays in this house. But here's the thing. Growing up, no one ever mentioned therapy. It wasn't even a word in our household vocabulary. Again, the unspoken rule was simple. What goes on in this house stays in this house. Everything was a secret. Pain was swallowed. Tears were hidden. Anger was normalized. Trauma was swept under rugs, already bulging with untold stories. That silence became a generational curse of its own, passed down like a family heirloom, an heirloom of hush. But silence doesn't heal, it suffocates. When I finally learned what therapy could offer, I realized that talking about it, even reliving the pain, was not weakness, but strength. Therapy gave me permission to process, to release, and to heal. It gave me permission to stop wearing shame, guilt, and sin as though they were part of my DNA. Through therapy, I discovered that healing is not just about moving on, it's about being transformed. Therapy, combined with God's grace, taught me that I wasn't doomed to repeat my past. Instead, I was being reformed into what God always intended for me to be. We don't have to take everything we inherit from our families into our present. We can leave some of that inheritance back there because it's not meant to be brought into our right now.
Learn from it.
Yes.
Learn what not to do. Learn what not to bring forward, especially on your kids.
That's right. Do something different. And it was about breaking generational curses so that I can build generational wellness.
Yes. You got it. You got it.
Yep.
I can tell because that's what I had to do.
Yes.
Boy, it was some garbage back there.
Yes.
On my dad's side, it's still there.
It's still there.
I decided that's where it's going to be at.
That's right.
I just
It's
look back
stay
as a
up there.
reminder like, oh, yep, that's how not to be.
That's how not to be. That's
That
what I'm
ain't coming
not
with
gonna
me.
do. That ain't coming with me. That's right.
I
That's
appreciate it though, because now I know we ain't
Yes.
going out the door with that.
We
Yeah.
ain't doing that.
So it ain't I don't have no regrets for my childhood, my parents, all that, their ups and downs and the stuff they couldn't overcome. Because my parents, they had traumas they still didn't overcome.
Exactly.
I'm like, thanks for the lesson.
Thanks for the lesson.
I'm gonna go create my own stuff.
And I'm going to create my own. And I'm telling you, just being married to Joaquin taught me that. It taught me that I didn't have to bring all that with me. That was not useful for where we are and for where we are going.
Right.
It wasn't. So leave that mess back where it is and create something that is going to create legacy for you and your family.
Like create something beautiful together, not damaging and all that old traditional curse and people couldn't break. They be trying to hand it on to you. Here, take that with you. Here, take that with you. I had to go through it. Yeah, I had to go through it, so you got to take it too. No, I don't.
Yep, I don't. And see, and it's a mindset shift, though, Nate. People have to understand they don't have to take it just because it's handed down to you, or just because that's what mama or grandma or auntie or uncle says. You don't have to. Yeah, you don't. And whether everybody is not meant to walk into what God is creating for you.
Right.
Everybody's not. So leave them right where they are if they keep trying to put that toxicity on you and keep moving.
Keep it moving. And on that note, that's the show. Because don't look like you're going to stop talking.
Well, thank you so much, Nate. I have thoroughly enjoyed this. I really appreciate your
This was a
invite.
good show. I just forgot to hit the record on StreamYard. But I got the audio. So we ain't got no video clips. See, that's why I don't like to mess with y'all. I can't even focus on my equipment. I am the team.
Well, at least you got the audio.
I got that audio. I made sure because sometimes I'm in a whole show and didn't even hit that one either. So
oh my gosh.
I made sure I got that one because I usually don't do video, but I do audio. Okay. But yeah, it was like 30, 40 minutes in the show. I'm like, man, I forgot to hit the record. I'm like, oh God. Then we had to start over again. But you never get the same story, if you got to start over.
That's true.
You've heard it exclusively on Nathaniel Noble Jr. Podcast.
Hi, this is Stacey Loper, and you are listening to the Nathaniel Noble Jr. Podcast. Hey, we have talked about my new book, Soft. You can get the book at staceyloper.com, Amazon, Barnes & Nobles online, and it is coming to Audible real soon. So stay on the lookout for Soft, From Survival to Surrender.
Thanks for listening to Nathaniel Noble Jr. Podcast. The best podcast in your hands. With new episodes every Sunday at noon. Pacific on all podcast platforms. Check out MrNoblePodcast.com for more info. As always, be blessed. Don't stress, because this life is just a big old test. And you're gonna pass with flying colors if you don't quit. Peace.